Hi, it's Heather Kay, your baby vegan. This is my food haul, and I know that in the picture that might look like a chicken nugget, but it's not. Since I'm a baby vegan and I am clueless on what to cook, I made myself these sweet potato fries and the guacamole. I used a whole guacamole on a serving of fries because I don't. And actually, the guacamole is plain. I did put some salt on it. I rather enjoyed it. I would like to learn how to make guacamole interesting as a dip. But like I said, I just saved you some of my meal. I ate the whole big potato. I don't feel guilty about having a potato or a sweet potato. So, speaking of guacamole, I bought a whole bunch of them. I think you're supposed to eat like a half a guacamole a day. Today I just had one whole one. I don't know, and I'm learning how to peel them, which I just recently probably started eating these not too long ago. I'm even more fascinated with the guacamole seed that came out of that one. So I washed it all up, and as you saw in my free garden, I actually am growing guacamole. I actually peeled off because you're supposed to assist them a little bit. See how it's cracked in the bottom? That's supposed to happen, how it cracks like that. I'm hoping I grow a guacamole tree. How cool is that? So I have fun with everything I do. So let's tell you about my vegan haul. As you know, I had told you in a previous video, I had this Rice Dream lactose, dairy-free, gluten-free, low-in-fat original, which I thought was pretty cool. But if you looked at the ingredients, there was 10 grams of sugar. And me being diabetic, and I'm just not used to sugary drinks. Didn't mind my cereal. I rather enjoyed having the cereal sweet taste because I don't have sweet cereal because I don't buy that for myself. So I wanted something that was better. So what I bought, and this is not opened yet. I just bought this today. It's Silk Creamy Cashews. It's unsweetened because they did have sweetened. I have no idea if I'm going to like this. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to have that with my cereal. That's about probably up to here. And I think I can open this as well. And I learned here, shake well. And it says, and buy often. So what I liked about this here, the reason why is because I needed something sugar-free. I tried almond milk and I really wasn't a fan. I just didn't like how it tasted my coffee or anything for that matter because I'm not the kind of person who buys milk for the sake of drinking milk. I'm a water baby. So anyways, this only has 25 calories. As far as I know, this is vegan. I never thought to check the ingredients. Cashew-based, filtered water, cashew, sea salt. It says low-cost bean gum, almond butter, sunflower lectin, natural flavors. It says Gellan gum, Gellan. I'm going to have to look that up. Ascorbic acid, vitamins and minerals, calcium carbonate, zinc, gluconate, vitamin A, palmitate, if I said it. Oh, God. Vitamins D12, vitamins 12, and riboflavin. Did I say riboflavin? Don't laugh at me that I don't know how to say all these chemicals and ingredients, and I'm trying real hard. So I was pretty happy that this was 25 calories versus this being 130. So like I said, I'm going to try them all until I find what I like, and I encourage you to try that. And if I had guests in my home the other day and I offered this, and they said, I didn't even know there was milk made from rice. And I said, well, yeah, you can make milk from almonds. And I got, and this is before I got the milk from cashews. So anyway, so I bought a big sweet potato. As you saw, this is what I made for my supper tonight. Because, again, this is something I just don't know how to cook. So I'm going to try other methods that are not as invasive as frying it. So I even bought, and I didn't put it out here, but what I bought was a big jar of vegetable oil, which I bought anyway. Now, I probably shouldn't leave this out too long. This here, I bought spicy black bean burger, and There's, I guess, 4 of them. It says keep frozen. But I did have a veggie burger, and I liked it better than a beef burger. And once I made the commitment that I want to try this journey, I just lost appetite for beef. And so I mentioned it. I said, really, I don't want a hamburger. And I said, but I'd like to have a veggie burger. And to my surprise, and I don't know what kind of veggie burger it was because there's so many varieties out there. I got to go back to where I was and find out what kind of burgers they had there so I can replicate it. And I was watching the Vegan Zombie and from Syracuse, New York, and I also watched Noe Craig. They said if you want to be vegan, and it was Chris, I guess, from the Vegan Zombie, he said if you want to be vegan, you better start liking beans and lentils. So today I bought black turtle beans, Donko Blue Label, and it wasn't that expensive. It was like $1.88, and that's Canadian. And I have no idea how to cook these, none whatsoever. So I'm going to have those frozen burgers on standby for if I don't know what I'm doing here, if it's a complete disaster, I won't starve. So, and the other thing I bought, which I had in my cupboard before, I used to buy this soup mix, and I love the Blue Label because it represents healthy eating with the President's Place Superstore. It says green and yellow split peas, rice, pearl barley, and red split lentils. And so what I thought, and I don't know if there's a recipe on there. Yeah, it tells you how to prepare it. Now, I have cooked it before. It says healthier eating never tastes so good. So I actually used to buy this for when I used to make stews, and that was the old me. And so now I thought, I love onions, so if I'm going to make a soup, they're supposed to use a white onion. So I thought if I put some veggie broth, which I bought a couple more boxes today because I don't have any frozen veggie broth on hand, and I do make my own from the peelings from when I make my veggies. So what I was thinking about this is that I can make a nice soup out of this. I said, I've had this in soup, but I had other things in it which I don't need to have anymore. So I'm okay with this being a soup, and if you look at it in the picture, they don't seem to have any meat, any beef or chicken or anything like that in there. And like I said, I thought there might be a recipe, but they don't have a recipe. But it has discover more about Blue Menu. I don't know. So like I said, I got to do a whole lot of research. So I don't know what I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm baby vegan. That's why I need you to like, subscribe, and help me. I'm going to be stumbling across the way. And the other thing is I encourage my sons to eat healthy. Oh, by the way, the last time I made sweet potato, I made a regular potato for my sons. And the older one says, do you mind if I have some of your sweet potato fries? I'm like, yes. Not that yes, I mind, but I was so happy. Like, yeah, go ahead. I was absolutely delighted that he wanted some of my food. And remember, he tried my sweet potato roti. And I won't lie to you, that sweet potato roti wasn't anywhere delicious as what it looked on the recipe. I think I might have put the wrong flour in it or something like that, and I need to go back to the drawing board with it. But I was happy that he's sampling my food. So the oranges, which I don't have in my basket, were kind of looking a little rough. So what I did is I cut them all in half. I made some juice. I screened it so it was pulp free because my sons are fussier than me. I don't mind the pulp and spitting stuff out and seeds and stuff. So I said, if I make orange juice, would you drink it? And I said, when you get it, just give it a little shake. But like I said, this one here has been screened for the pulp. So this here amount is actually enough for 4 oranges. And I gave him 3 this morning. And I said, wait till tomorrow, then drink that, and I'll chill it for you. And I said, this is what you should be doing, something with your old fruit. And right now, he wasn't feeling the best. He was a little bit under the weather. And I said, this stuff is healthy for you. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, when you eat healthy foods, I said, what I noticed is when I ate food void of calories, I went looking, and I would crave at night. But when I would just do something like this, have an apple, If you're not hungry enough to have an apple as an evening snack, you're not hungry. You're just bored and probably looking for food for all the wrong reasons. So, but when I have an apple, and I buy Gala, and I love Gala because they stay crisp and they're very sweet. And so when I'm looking for something sweet, I turn to an apple. That's why I have lots here. And when you eat nutritious foods, as I was saying earlier, it it fills you. It doesn't betray you like a chocolate bar would, for example. And the chocolate bar, being void of calories, it just wants you to get that sugar, and it wants you to get that sugar quickly. So when you have an apple, what I've noticed, if you are hungry, and you will know hunger, and I talked about that on my Heather K 100-day weight loss journey, when you're hungry, you got to know if you're thirsty. And when you're looking around, there's different levels of hunger, because you want to be hungry enough. Like if you know you met all your daily requirements for the day and you shouldn't be hungry, then there's a good chance that that hunger you need to let happen so that your body can eat the fat, which is what I'm trying to do. Eat the fat that's in your body that you're storing. And when you have chemicals, which is what I'm trying to eliminate out of my food, the diet, I guess the food I buy, is that the chemicals, when your body doesn't know what to do with them, they store them as fat. So that's why I'm going right back to old school, and I'm having fun on this journey. So I make sure I have plenty of nutrients around for my sons. I noticed my son eats apples, and I didn't have it, but they have the apple slicer, and I noticed that got used, and my son didn't mind having the orange juice. And I picked this up at a thrift store for 50 cents. I recycle mason jars. I make sure I buy all my spaghetti jars, right, that are mason jars. And then I clean them all up, and my sons use these as water. Because I bought all kinds of cups and glasses, and they all broke. And these mason jars, we fill them with water. And we also, I don't do it because I drink water from the tap. But my honey, what he does is he filters water and he keeps it in the fridge because he likes cold water. The opposite. I like room temperature water. So, oh yes, and remember the story. This is, I laugh every time I pick up this jar. It's not that the soy sauce is funny, it's how I got the soy sauce. And I think I have a video somewhere in my archives there, a collection, that my soy sauce story. It might not be funny to you, but it's funny to me. We end up buying 20 liters of this mushroom soy sauce. And even when I took this out of the pantry, I still have 3 left. And this is really heavy. Like, look at this. Compare it to a size of a mason jar. And this is the large mason, not the little one. It's pretty heavy. It's probably, I think, maybe 1.5 liters. I don't know. Well, I know it's more than 750 mils, and it's very, very heavy. So I'm going to just put that down. Oh, that gave me a workout. So I'm going to put this back in the fridge. I got to put those burgers back. So I do have, now I'm quite confident that I have some meals prepared in advance. I have meals here in the freezer. So all I have to do is, if I know I got no time to cook tomorrow, I'll take out a lunch and a supper. And the other thing is, if you can't find a microwave, the other thing what I would do is, when I'm out the door, when I'm getting ready to put my shoes on, going out the door, I will heat it up, and I'll keep it kind of open in my lunch bag in my car, so that when lunchtime happens, and if I'm on the road, I can eat it semi-warm. It's better than eating it frozen, because you can't eat it frozen. I've already been there. So it's, once you microwave and heat it and it does cool off, it's not so bad, and I think I'm pretty tough about that. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Hope you like and subscribe.